The South Asian nation of Pakistan is currently witnessing one of its worst weather events in years. Flash floods triggered by heavy monsoon rains have killed over 1,000 people and displaced millions across Pakistan. Nearly half of Pakistan is underwater. Floods have impacted various regions like Hyderabad, Sukur and Jacobabad in the Sindh province. Meanwhile, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Punjab and Balochistan provinces are the worst affected. The government has already declared a national emergency to deal with the situation effectively. According to reports, over 50 million people have been affected so far. Pakistan's Disaster Management Agency says over 4,000 kilometers of roads, some 200 bridges and over 700,000 houses have been washed away or destroyed. Government has deployed army troops to help them in the rescue and relief operations. Balochistan's regional capital Quetta has been cut off from the rest of the country as flood waters swept away highways and bridges in the region. Large parts of Balochistan continue to remain submerged. In the northwest of the country, thousands of people fled their homes after rivers in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province burst their banks, causing powerful flash floods. Rising flood waters in the province's Swat Valley also caused a luxury hotel to collapse. A key bridge near the town of Charsada was swept away after relentless downpour submerged parts of the region. Thousands of residents had to flee their homes after flood waters gushed into their houses. Earlier, our Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik spoke to some key officials in the region who gave us latest updates on this flood situation in the area.
This is a humanitarian problem, crisis, and it has affected millions of people and all across, up to Sindh. So Balochistan is in a bad shape, Sindh is in a bad shape, parts of Punjab, even Gilgit-Baltistan. So we have a crisis all over the country. And this is a major crisis which this government is facing. So it has to be in collaboration with both the provinces and the federal government. They have to collaborate with each other, and only then can we really face this issue.
There is no casualty so far reported, and because people have been evacuated timely, some people are not, because people are not aware of the situation, so some people are not helping and they are not cooperating with us. But Alhamdulillah, administration has taken the situation very carefully.
Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif on Saturday visited flood-hit areas of the Sindh province and appealed to people to help the victims in the poor areas. He also announced free medical treatments and relief worth about $113 to each household affected by the floods.
कल भी मैंने अपील की थी, आज पर मैं अपील करूंगा साहिब हैसियत लोगों को, पंजाब के, सिंध के, बलूचिस्तान के, KPK के, कि वो आगे बढ़ें. कारोबारी हजरात, जो सनतकार हजरात जिनको अल्लाह ताला ने दौलत से माला माल किया है, वो आएँ, आगे बढ़ें. इस वक्त दुखी इंसानियत का हाथ थाम लें.
The Prime Minister has also asked for international help in battling the deadly flood damage. This as the devastating flash floods have now been estimated to cost Pakistan's economy over $4 billion in the current fiscal year. Now, according to reports, Pakistan government is to launch a flash appeal to the United Nations to help them fight the crisis. The United Nations Emergency Response Fund has already allocated $3 million to Pakistan. And for more on this, our Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik has sent us this report from Munda Headworks Bridge in Pakistan.
Well, I'm standing on the Munda Headworks Bridge. This bridge was constructed in 1921. 100 years later since its construction, this has been swept away. A patch of it, just roughly over 100 feet, has been swept away. This is the main barrage that separates flood water or water coming in from Swat, that is to my left, towards the city side, that is to my right. Now, this has been swept away. You can see the amount of damage that has been done. Beyond this is the Mohammed district, and which also adjoins to Afghanistan as well. Now, this actually explains the flow of water. Last night, it was at about 240,000 cubic feet. The water that was flowing out rather. Towards my right is the Norshira city. More than 400 families have been rescued from the area. That is to my left. If my camera person Umar can just show you as well. There are some schools that have been damaged. People have been relocated. They're being kept at bay. You see these safety walls have been put in place, and people are being prevented to go beyond this and for their own safety. There are police officials, there are rescue officials wearing their life jackets, and they're here. They're trying to ensure that no loss of human life or property is inflicted due to these flood situation, at least here at the Munda headworks. Anas Malik in Charsadda, Pakistan for WION World is One.
Again, focusing on Pakistan, our Bureau Chief Anas Malik also visited the flood-affected area of Norshira in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and he has sent us this report from one of the relief camps in the region. Take a look.
The wall behind me reads that knowledge is sought through four things. First is history, second is reading, third is knowledge of the earth, and fourth is through will and sheer commitment. This is a classroom where I'm standing, and inside this classroom, what we see are kids, children, families. Families have been relocated over here. The government of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa has made these classrooms as a makeshift camp for people, those who are relocating due to the floods. This has adequate supplies. This has basic needs. It has pillows, it has mattresses, it has a fridge. People are leaving with their belongings as well. It's got a UPS as well for an uninterrupted power supply in case if there are any power shortages. The admins here, they tell us that yes, there have been some shortcomings, but they're trying to actively work on it, and they are hopeful that with the support of the government, they will be able to ensure that there are no shortcomings going forward for the people who are leaving everything behind, for the people who are being dislocated as a reason of this floods. And what is to be noted is that in this very school that I'm standing in Norshira, in the Manke Sharif area, there are more than 2,000 people who have been relocated, and the number continues to increase. Anas Malik in Norshira, Pakistan for WION World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.